Welcome to the Real Double Dose Channel broadcast station, focused on the real reals of real life, love, growth, and of course, elevation within all levels. RDDC is exactly the place where anyone can discover more depth, love, light, and clarity within themselves, and elevate from other people's walks of life, conversations, and questions, along with deeper insights. So tune in and be a part of the Double Doses with Lexus T and RDDC.
Hello, and welcome back to the Real Double Dose channel. This is your host, Lex, coming to you straight from the heart, where the talk is real and the vibe is always live. Hashtag RDDC, hashtag SNM Elevation, where you can find all of our catalogs and different things that are be rolling out, and 150 plus materials we promise they're going to be rolling out by the grace of the creator. And also hashtag FDS, where we get the SOB done, that School of Business, and as well as entanglement conversations and soul ties that are rolling out. So don't forget those things so you can get your pen and notepad or book, whatever you want to call it, and get your revelation. But until then, check us out at Real Double Dose Channel at, well, let's just go for this, realdoubledosechannel.com, right? That's www.realdoubledosechannel.com. You can also say the Real Double Dose Channel. That's as well, just wonderfully in there too. But let's not skip too much here. Okay, so we want to get to the nitty gritty of things, and that's hashtag we love you. And also you can reach out at Real Double Dose Channel at yandex.com for any inquiries, interviews, or so much more. And that is yandex.com. And as well as we are rolling out, we do have Flip the Switch, not the, but D-A, a little swag on it, fliptheswitch.com, rolling out soon, and it should be out in a few days. And check that out as well. And yeah, maybe you'll be able to sign up for the Entanglements webinar or the Soul Ties, whatever one is going on. And that's with hashtag Hector Olvera, that is going to be presenting hashtag FDS. And I'm just co-honoring it with some of that love. Okay, I just want to tell you that we love you. And if you're listening on any of these frequencies devices, that is going to be TuneIn, Stitcher Radio, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, iTunes, SoundCloud, Deezer, Podchaser, Google Cast. We can't even just keep going on. Spreaker, I don't even know. There's just so many at this point. But we're happy. Anchor, Spotify, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And I just want to say a little shout out again to hashtag East Lansing, Michigan, and Lansing itself, Isabel Streep in particular. Just want to put that out there, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else as well. Don't feel like that. We see Frankfurt, Germany. We see all of you. We see China coming in. We see Beijing. We see all the wonderful states in the USA, from Canada, from every beautiful country to Australia, all of them. And you know what? I am so happy to make sure I can be on here and keep persevering because of wonderful souls like you. So I know you're probably thinking right now, Lex, what's going on with your voice? Well, you know what? That's just called Minnesota weather. Yeah. So let me tell you a little snippet about that before we get into the take of it. And I just want to say we're still rolling out the vacation packages, as well as wonderful incentives that are coming out and stuff to help you grow your business, as well as things to help you grow yourself, always first and foremost with the relationship you have with the creator. Put that out there. Just want to say, boom, get it. Okay. You want to check out more? Go to www.spiritandmindelevation.com for some of those insights as well. You know what it is. You know what it is. The links are somewhere between SoundCloud and all the websites. But not to have any shade, but it is what it is. I got to put it out there. I have not left yet to the journey that is awaiting. I was hoping to get there before, Pavito Day or Turkey Day, but ultimately we'll see. I'm not going to rush the journey. I'm not going to pretend that it is anywhere crazily out there or out not. I just want it to be something that's led for it to be done. So, yeah, I know. Minnesota, we're beast mode for wintertime and ice capades and negative Antarctica weather, negative 54. Yeah. And I've walked with a sweater on for over about half a mile just in walking in Cali in summer at 110 degrees. Hey, I'm versatile, baby. I'm versatile. But I want to know some more about what's going on with you. And you know what? You'll have the opportunity because we just opened up our group. It hasn't been open to the public yet. It's still set for private with hashtag FDS. That's Flip the Switch. And we're going to be offering free, and I say gratis, free laser coaching and English and Spanish version. And all you out there from all the continents that I know we can probably translate at least a couple hundred languages if it comes down to material and or audio. So let us know if it's Russian, German, whatever you want to do. I think we can go from Nigeria to different ones going on as well. Finland. Okay, I'm just saying, work with me here. Okay, Korean, whatever else. We'll get it out there to you. Just let us know. Send us an email. Put hashtag FDS or hashtag RDC. Want some more info, different language. We'll get you. Okay, and either or. But if you can't, if it, for some reason it goes to spam, which I don't think it should, Angela will let us know or try to scrape it for the thousands of emails that come through there. But leave it on one of the blogs, leave it on one of the posts on our social medias, and we're going to get that notification popped out anyway. So I just want to let you know that it's not limited to just, quote, English. So I wanted to say, without further ado, I was thinking about this conversation. There's something that we all should have, and that is hashtag the leftovers. It could be hashtag leftovers. You know how we do. But I thought about this, and let me get a chance to tell you why that's been so pertinent in my mind, and let me share with you. Well, first I want to say hashtag leftovers. Basically, I'm getting down to this, the key points. How much baggage have we left behind, and what are we picking up that has been left from someone else, and sometimes it's not even edible or eligible to be picked up later or on. I'm just saying. And basically, whether it is a relationship or a conversation or something, it has something to do with hashtag leftovers, right? So that's where I'm at right now. I hope you'll be able to gradually get this. And I know you will, because you're on point, because you're amazing. That's what you are. Boom. Let's get it. I know that many people use the term leftovers. Songs, whether it comes down to recipe books, whether it comes down to, oh, it's a cat fight. That's why you have my leftovers. Boom. Colombiana. Let's talk. So I'm just going to say at this, yeah, and I'm surprised I don't have more Colombian listeners. Okay, sorry. But no, just for real. I look at that and I'm like, what about the leftovers? Is someone else's treasure? What do they say? To someone else's trash is someone else's treasure? That is true. People throw out stuff. They even had that, I don't know if it was a frugal TV show or what, but people dumpster diving and they love it. I mean, I just looked at some of the stuff too. The labels are still on there. I get it. Some people are like, oh my gosh, it touched the dumpster. Okay. And some people are like, hey, that's just the package, not what's inside of it. Now let's look at this from let's cut this off in the four corners of the sandwich we can. Leftovers from someone that's there, right? We have the ones that you need to clean off and sanitize or organize before you get a chance to revamp it. Then you have the leftovers that is there that's pristine enough to where you could just take it as is and just deal with some of the remnants of it being a leftover and not having the full flavor of its taste buds, or maybe functionality, right? Because it could be an object, it could be an issue or personality, not just something edible, of course. And the leftovers itself is, hey, I didn't have this before and now I do. I'm happy to have you leftovers. And the other one is saying, for relationship wise, man, now I got the leftovers of what someone else did to you. So I wanted to say this. You know how I try to cut it close? I told Angela the hashtag 7 minutes with Lex was not going to work, because when I go in here and I feel the energy of what the creator is giving me, I can't just put a 7-minute cap on it. Now, if it's just an info or article, kind of something that we believe in just to say about it, that's fine. But I'm not going to hold that back from what I got to give. So I will give you updates on everything going on. You'll be seeing some episodes. If you haven't listened to them already with hashtag Mr. Hector Olvera, that's with hashtag FDS. And I keep saying that because it's a movement. It's a movement. RDDC is still alive, and it's just the queen of it. And hashtag FDS is the king part. That's all there is to it. So when we real double dosing, we'll flip the switch. Boom. But we're always about your S&M. That's a spirit and mind elevation, SEMP. I'll get to it later. Okay. But anyways, don't you guys miss me? I miss you. I miss you all. I miss you so much. I miss you. Angela, all of us, we miss you constantly. That's all I think about is my RDC family and my babies, my friends, the way you uphold something you really love and someone that you really cherish. It's all of that and the above. So thank you again. But the leftovers, in my ideology, when I got this from, was thinking, man, okay, so they always say, some girl will be like, oh, well, be careful. And this is true. Be careful when you're sitting there saying, oh, I got your man or I got your girl, because there is a story behind it. Now, that person could be a great person and it just didn't work out and the other person's on haterade. So it could be the, quote, positive side of it too. But a lot of us will say, man, she couldn't handle him. But then ultimately, this is personal experience down the line, even though it's platonic, I look at it like, man, I gave everything and beyond to this person, as beyond as I could from what God would allow me. And they still tried to shipwreck me and throw a freaking bomb on top of it and then throw some hot Cheetos on it too, with some hot sauce and some scorpion hot sauce too. I'm telling you, the full throttle. And all I did was show love. For a person that's always called pure of heart, I believe I do hold a pure heart in so many facets. I don't know how other people will label it to me, but I'm thankful that I can get that and carry that heavy title of having a pure heart, because that's what it is. I have my feisty sides, my yelling sides, my obnoxious sides, my grumpy sides, my Tourette's argument, they call it, or the fierceness of just popping out. But, that's, hey, it's not to be malice or angry. But I look at the leftovers and say, man, are we making sure we do that? What about the children we have? A lot of people would tell me about their foster care stories and say, man, we were called the leftover children. That's not right. How are they left over? Because they're, quote, biological parents? But probably the leftovers of their own lifetime, or things they left over in their mind as to why they felt they couldn't be that parent to the child. And a lot of people I know who have adoptive families are wonderful. We don't know what that would have been. Either way, remember the leftovers, hashtag the leftovers that we touch, we have to remember where it comes from. I'm not saying to be stepping away from any relationship because you feel like, does anybody? They had someone before you, whether it be physical, mental, something, even if it's just a parent in their life, they had someone in their life to kind of give them that stigma or fashioning or rubbing off, right? Pero I'm just going to say, like, it comes down to that. Is it someone else's baggage? But can you handle the baggage of someone else's leftovers? See, the thing is a lot of times we treat it just as such as that. So we have to be careful. Are we looking at it just as leftovers and saying, hey, man, look, we know you got, treated dirty at work or horrible by this person, so we're going to manipulate it even more and try to see what we can get out of it because we're selfishly, narcissistically us, or just selfishly us by the negative energies that be. Okay, our own mindsets too, to take accountability and responsibility. Let's get real here. But also, we're all leftovers ourselves. People tell me a lot of times, Tia, Auntie, I'm just saying, we love you. Beautiful 80s years you're going. But people say, I don't want clothes that are used. I grew up with that. I don't want them. I'm like, well, what you want to do? I want to get the fresh clothes off the shelf. Okay, that's fine. But therefore, you have an outfit on the shelf, and let's say 3 people tried that outfit on and put it back on the hangers. Might look halfway semi-new, and you just think it's a little wrinkled, but how is it still new? Because someone didn't purchase it and walk off the floor with it? It just means that you just had something that was worn, right? You wouldn't call it a, quote, hashtag leftover. The leftovers that you leave in the fridge. Someone else, like I know, mi hermano, my brother, I'm just saying, he'll be like, hey, I'm okay. And I just watched him make it the other day, put it away. He just has a pickiness where he's like, look, I could probably eat it the next day if he wants to. I'm not sure. He's a Gemini. I'm just saying Geminis are very in particular there. But, he'll say, okay, no, I'm okay. You want this? I'm like, in my mind, I'm thinking, before the pride, egotistical side would have been like, well, what am I, chopped liver? He's going to give me some leftover food, but yet we could talk about giving leftover food from our fridge to a starving orphans or people, right? They think about it as food. It's crazy. When we're offered that the same thing from inside of our circles or family, we're like, man, what is this? Well, I looked at as a peasant or something? Some people say, wow, that's a blessing. Some people say, man, I can't believe you insulted me. But yet we're so quick to offer that to someone else and think they should be grateful for that. But we didn't even just look at our own attitude or stigma before that. That's just this mental note I'm putting in there. So I looked at that. I'm like, hey, go ahead. Give me that turkey. Give me that. Hey, that's fine. You don't want that extra slice of pizza? I'm not saying you got to take everybody's leftovers because it ain't trash necessarily. But I'm just saying, like, I'm looking at like a blessing. Like, oh, I didn't want to cook today. Right? Didn't want to cook today. Didn't have an idea what to put in the stove. Don't even want to have the energy to cook. Let alone, I don't even care about, I would hashtag DoorDash it. Or, Uber, I loved you once upon a time in certain areas, but you be charging me a little extra on some of them things. Now, Amazon, you always great to us. We love you, Amazon. But we love you. We know what that means. But I'm saying, like, sometimes I just don't care for getting Uber Eats on a wonderful menu, and all of a sudden I'm paying a $20-something fee out of nowhere that I don't know what comes from. I don't like, no one likes surprise charges, but they're still a good company. They do what they do and they've changed the market. I give you guys your props. Boom. We still have a relationship. But like I said, piggybacking off of that, it came in handy for me to say, man, I didn't have to cook or worry about that. I didn't have to think about that. And now I have. Unless he makes like 5 days worth of leftovers and asks me, that I'm like, I'll take 2 days worth of leftovers, but you could do something else with the 3. And it's kind of cool because what he'll do, and I'm not saying all the time, but there's little stray animals in the neighborhood. I mean, there are some people say, I don't want strays in my yard. Well, why? You're not occupying it 24/7. They don't look like they're dangerous. Then what do you care? Like, I don't mind seeing squirrels and rabbits and beautiful, well, sometimes crows and beautiful, almost falcons, different ones, just different animals, little kittens that come over, cats, stray dogs that come over, little ones that come over and just get a little meal and go. They're sweet, kind. You see them, they're just blushing and they leave. So some 7 or 8 animals got a chance to get that. What if that was their only meal from that leftover? See, leftovers can be blessings, everyone. They can be super, super blessings. And I was telling my sweetheart, and I will, Mr. Olivera over here, hashtag FDS, I was telling him the other day, it was a kind of a sensitive conversation. And I'm sorry, pobrecito, he had a very rough day yesterday, if you're listening to this, but he's so sweet. He has a very, very deep, sweet heart. And it's a very natural, sweet, pure of heart he has. It's just going to take a little bit more time for him to even see more of that. But he's armor, with a lot of things that are happening. And I told him, people like us, whether it's Heyoka, empath, or what level you're on, we see the brighter sides of things. And sometimes we have to see it for what they are. Because that's my foolishness. My mom used to, she still says, you're kind of dense, Lex. You're not seeing the reality. And I would think, I don't want to see that. I want to see the beauty in it. But what? Long story short, I should have listened to hashtag. Sometimes the leftovers aren't meant for you. You see what I mean? Sometimes you're not the one to get that leftover turkey sandwich, right? You're going to take a bite of it, throw it in the trash, whatever. You might even choke on the bone. But if a right person gets that, for example purposes, they might go ahead and just cut that joint up, put some cheese on it, make it a panini, make sure there's no bones through it, put a little side potato salad with it, and boom, hook it up, right? If we're going to use it in that, I like to talk about hashtag my food. So it makes it universally, food makes sense. We all have to have it to keep moving, right? So I'm just looking at that. I'm like, man, that's true. We could get it and just be depreciating something else. So yeah, treasure, trash, and treasures. I don't believe anything could be considered trash. It could always be recycled. It's just the hands of the person that is laid in. So you can consider yourself, I'm such a leftover. I got so much baggage. It doesn't matter if you have 7 kids, if you had 17 divorces, if you had all kinds of stuff done to you, if you just been out there letting yourself go. Listen, the point is when do you decide to wake up? When do you decide to make your mind correct? And when do you decide to say, look, enough is enough? I'm going to stop being a repetitive cycle of leftovers. I'm going to stop accepting every leftover that comes my way, thinking I can hashtag buildabear.com, and it ain't happening. No pun intended, not any sponsors. I'm just saying. You're not always going to be someone's project to put the cheese on it and a potato salad on the side in a panini style press. You're not always going to be someone that just takes a bite of that sandwich and says, just a plain old turkey sandwich. Let me just toss it. That's the whole thing. In the right hands, it makes sense to the right person. And the leftovers that come along with us should be discarded when they come down to us sifting through it, getting out of our systems, making things the way that they should, and being able to be on point with those things, period. Life is about making moves on whole levels that we can never seem to understand. And that's where we need to see the frequency of the relationships we carry on. Life is about so much more than being able to just cross our fingers and saying, we hope that this leftover turns out the way we need. How is it though? How is the turkey sandwich going to be any different? For example, that person, that issue, how is it for our own? How are we going to become a different taste for somebody else? Because if we're leaving in the same stigma and the person that we go gravitate to does not know how to make that panini bad boy with some potato salad on the side, then we're going to be screwed anyway, because we're like, man, you don't know what to do with us. We just throw some hot sauce on us real quick, take a bite, still plain, I'm throwing you back. Same thing. I didn't get a big bite on the fish I was trying to net in, throw it back. You have to decide. We have to be the change that we want. That's what they say. Be the change you seek to have in the world. And just like that little analogy of the little girl picking back all the starfish, on the ocean as she walked, and the gentleman asking her, why are you doing that? There's hundreds, if not thousands, of starfish out here. There's no way you can grab all of them and throw them back in the ocean. She said, that's not the point of it, sir. In so many words I'm saying. The point is that I'm doing what I can from what I have, right? It might not be a lot to you, but these 50 or 60 that I'm doing means something somewhere else. If you see a leftover type situation, make sure you can make sure they know they're not leftover at all. See, in the creation process, in the whole upscales, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. A lot of things that we devalue in life are the most highest commodity. Now you see restaurants, and especially in the slave days, and this is facts, they used to sit there and get all the broth, all the, quote, chitlins or intestines, whatever, all the leftover juices and nutrients from the greens and the food, especially down in the southern states, all the fat back, all the stuff they used to have, right? However they did it, and they would be like, man, here, slaves, you can have all the sloth or slotch, whatever they call it, the stuff they give the pigs, quote, in the quarters. You could have all the slop. That's what it's called. That's fine. That's cool. You guys are getting the leftovers. And of course, they didn't realize the slaves cooking. You'd probably get a couple nibbles, and I would have. But I'm just saying, like, they kept wondering how they get more stronger, how their skin get more clear. Like, how do they get so extra bone? Besides them working like freaking 20 hours a day, basically. 18 hours a day, never getting rest, always having torture, rape, something happening. And they realized the nutrients was in the leftovers. Boom, another analogy. The nutrients, let me repeat that again. The nutrients were in the leftovers, everybody. The nutrients were there. Now you got chefs, moving forward to this day and age, now you got chefs, oh, we made Rocky Mountain oysters, hashtag bull or animal testicles, disclaimer, too much for you to look at, just Google it. But I'm saying now you have that. Now you have people doing dishes with intestines. They have all kinds of stuff, beef tongue tacos, everything. Tacos de lengua, my favorite. Everything that's come from traditional medicine, traditional life, everything coming up now. Now you have to be charged $30 for some oxtail broth soup. When that before was the cheapest cuts. I remember I tried to go into the butcher shop a few years ago and ask for just the leftover beef bones or some beef bone marrow. And I mean, they literally had it at a hot commodity. I'm like, what's the heck? Before, this would be the discarded areas. They would just try to get rid of them. I'm like, man, it's amazing how other cultures have saw that as their pride and joy from the beginning, and now is reversed in another one where it's not the leftovers. It's actually called the meat and potatoes of it. But unfortunately, everyone tries to put a label on something that's already being invented. All I want to say to end this off, but to still continue on, no matter when time you're hearing this or not, happy pre-holidays to you all. Happy New Year's to you all. Happy every day to you all. Because every day is a new year. It's a new time. We don't know if we're going to see the whole year out, but we're in this day within that year, wherever we are. Every day should be a hashtag holiday because we're given the breath to live it on. Regardless if you see Christmas lights up or turkeys dancing in the windows or Valentine hearts or Easter bunnies and little eggs that they're advertising. Listen, every moment you have is that. So stop wasting it. Stop pretending that every moment we have, and we have to, stop looking at it like a leftover situation. Well, I'll get it done tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is the leftover that you don't know you're going to be waking up from. That could have been left over, right? So I just want to say that. I know hashtag the leftovers means a lot, and it could be a recycled, vacuum sealed envelope that we never know. We don't know how it's packaged or not, but let's look at every situation as brand new. Let's look at everything that comes to us like, hey, and maybe if we see it with the beauty that it began with, instead of, oh, we know this happened to them, or, oh, they left this person, or, oh, this is the habit they have. They probably picked it up from such and such, or, hey, let me just be a jerk and feed off of that because I feel like a leftover too. Or why do I feel worthy of them? Or what makes this? It's a lot of questions that could happen. But remember, it's how we decide to use it that makes it good. The same thing will go. If we want to tell ourselves we love ourselves, we're beautiful in the mirror, we might not believe it and say, forget it. But that same energy we can use to incorporate to someone else we see. We know or just put down, tell, hey, I just want to let you know you have a beautiful jacket. It goes really nice with your complexion. Tell people, why not? Well, I couldn't say that to anyone else. Why not? you would be ecstatic if something happened like that to you, regardless if you were shy or uncomfortable or not. You'd be like, hey, this person just stopped me and told me I had a wonderful complexion on this beautiful jacket that I was wearing. And I really felt like today I was the leftover of anything, and I didn't even want to survive the rest of this night. You see the impact of that? It's not about you. It's not about us. It's not about anything except the mission of why we're here. Loving, moving, growing, sparking. And they make being loving and kind and fruitful a cliche. They make it a sin to be happy and full of life. The man-made structural society of the things that we can't see and do have made it to the point of where good deeds are so far in between. Pure hearts don't even exist to a good earlobe. It's just, wow, that doesn't happen but in the movies. And let me tell you something. Wake up. We're not in the movies. We're in the Matrix, right? We need to wake up and stop being there to the point of where we only act as though we can only move on what social media says or a TV show or a commercial. You're not a robot. You were born in the creation of the creator's mentality or essence. And that's what it is. Hashtag there's no such thing as leftovers. It only becomes a leftover to the person that doesn't understand what to do with that thing or object, person. You know what I mean? That's all it is. So if you have the power to change something in that cycle, that frequency, or even how you look at yourself, make sure, don't forget to sign up again for anything that's going on. But remember to be the change, feel the passion, embrace the power of that spirit that's calling you constantly within you and fruitful around you, always for you. Yes, you know how we do. Hashtag RDC, hashtag FDS. Let's get it. That's Real Double Dose Channel and Flip the Switch. Let's get that moving on here. So this is your girl, Lexus T, infamously always yours. And again, check us out at realdoubledosechannel.com. We're going to have some updates with FDC, or excuse me, FDS. I did that the other day too. I had to leave that in. I did the FDC. I don't know if it's the FTC thing in my head. I don't know. But hashtag FDS. I'm not. It is what it is. It is what it is. It happened. Okay, it was a long night, trust me. But I'm just saying it happened. But we're going to be having updates there. Laser coaching is going to be available. We're going to be having vacation vouchers given away. And I mean vacation vouchers to the point of where, let's just say your trip will cost you for activities, travel, car, some other stuff in there, some restaurants and hotel. It could cost you a package of $3,000. Let's say for 4 or 5 days, $4,000. I don't know. We're here to syndicate that to hopefully get that down to maybe a good whole $200-300. So take a $3,000 trip and make it $300 trip, somewhere around that ballpark, $250, something like that. Anyway, that's what we're about. We're about making things happen, and as well as getting you different things going on for your business opportunities and the business of your interchange, your spirit, your emotion, your mind. Okay, where we're all working on the physical right now. I know already I'm curvaceously me, but wonderfully made. Okay, not sedentary, but made this way. So I'm just saying, have a lookout for it. I'm glad that we're on here, and as well as wherever platforms we're going to be exploding on, I just want to make sure you know that I'm always going to be here with you, and we're expanding. That's why we have Mr. Hector Rivera and Angela and different ones, Daniel, different ones coming out with conversations and interviews to come. So without further ado, hashtag the leftovers. Make sure you're properly assessing yours, okay? And don't be accepting the stuff with mold and all that other stuff. You got to throw that out. You know what's up. This is your girl, Lex. I love you. We love you. You're amazing. And we'll be back with you, like I always say, very, very, very soon.